In this tutorial, we will look at how to do data filtering using operator in Google BigQuery. Among all scenarios in which we need to use in operator for data filtering, there are three scenarios which occurs the most. Scenario 1 is where we have to filter with values which does not change frequently and they can be part of your select or view code. That is the static values ABCD which always remains consistent. Scenario 2 is when we have to filter with values, they are static itself, but those values has to be changed frequently or has to be repeated, so they cannot be part of code. And scenario 3 is when we have to filter with values coming from a subquery. Let's see the implementation of each of these in BigQuery. Back to BigQuery in Google Console. Now before we discuss and view the in-operator scenarios implementation, let's first give a brief look to the data we are going to use. For this tutorial, I am going to use the dataset London Fire Brigade and table service calls. I have taken this data from public datasets provided by Google. If I go ahead and just view this data, I can see that this data provides a summary, or you can say per row provides a details of the service call made for usage of the fire brigade. So this contains the incident number, when the call was made, what was the incident group, what was the property type, and what was the address qualifier, and so on. So what we are going to do is we are going to see the three scenarios implementation on this table. So let's go ahead and do the first one. So if I talk about first scenario, so in this what I am going to do is I am going to filter this data based on multiple values of postcode district. Okay, so let's take full name of this and select star from where postcode district in. Okay, now I can provide the multiple postcode values. For example, SE1, then I can provide E1, then I can provide N1, then I can provide E14, then I can provide NW1. Okay, so if I run this now, oh sorry, so I need to replace this with dot. So now I am getting data for the postcode districts which I have specified in values. Now this is scenario 1, wherein we know the static postcodes we want to provide to filter this data and get some outputs. Now let's talk about scenario 2. How it is going to be different than scenario 1 is, in this we don't want to change these static inputs, or we don't want to change any kind of dynamic logic we are putting. Okay, but what we want to do in scenario 2 is, let's say you have a long script and in that script you want to use these postcodes at different places and you don't want to specify that manually. So you can put it in a variable and do that. Or you want to manage that in a config table from where you can perform easy updates and you don't want to change those things in the code. So code has to be dynamically taken from that config table, and the updates can be made to the table rather than to the select query code. So how we can do that is, for variable approach, we can declare a variable. Let's declare it as string, and then we can set the value in it. Okay, now once value is set, we have to do a similar level of filtering using this variable. So how we can do this is, we need to provide the splitted and unnested values to this where clause so that it can filter the data based on inputs provided. So to achieve that, what we can do is, we can first split it. When we are splitting the postcodes, it will give a nested block. That nested block will have SE1, E1, N1, E14 and W1 separately. Now once we have that, we would want that to unnest into a plain table code. Okay, and we can name it as P codes. Now if I run this, I am getting the same results, and this time I declared my in static values in a variable rather than specifying them manually here. So I can use this kind of approach in long scripts. Now let's say you want to go for another approach wherein you want to use a config table where you are managing these entries or updating these entries, and you want to use that config table in the code. So I have a config table already created. If I just look at the data of this config table, then I have my postcode values and my config key ID is postcodes. Let's copy this. This time we need to provide this postcode value from our config table. So how we can provide that is, my config table has two columns, config ID and config values. I need this config values against this config ID. So what I can do is, I can create one separate query that select config values from my config table, okay, where my config ID is equals to postcodes. So my config ID is postcodes. Now what I need to do is, I need to just put this logic inside this postcode so that this time the values can come from config table. So let's remove this and let's add one more parenthesis, and inside that add this logic. And I think we have one extra. Okay, now let's run this. So we are getting the result for all the postcodes which we have specified in our config values. If I do a distinct on this, distinct postcode district, okay, I'm getting this. Now the benefit of these two is, the first one we did by variable in second scenario itself, second one we did by config value. So the variable will help you when you're doing declarations at the starting of the script for something which has to be used in the script multiple times. So you can change whenever you want. And the config table will help you when you don't want to touch this script at all, but you still want to modify these multiple values. Then what you can do is, you can simply perform an update on this value in the table. So let's validate that with one single update. What I can do is, I can take this table and I can update the config values. So this time I can add one more postcode in that, and that postcode could be SW15, okay, where my config ID equals to postcodes, okay. So let's update this. So this got updated. Now if I validate the same, if I do a select star from this table, I can see that I have one more postcode available. So now when I will run this query, I don't need to do any change to the code. It will pick the new postcode automatically. See, this has picked SW15, which we added as a part of update script. So this is the second scenario with the in operator, where we want to manage these static values in a more efficient manner. Now let's go ahead and see the third scenario, where we are going to do the similar filtering via subquery. So what we are going to do in third scenario is we are going to filter this data and we are going to bring all the data from this table wherein we have those postcode districts for which the total number of service calls made is more than 100. So how we can do that is, let's take this from here, and this can be any subquery. I am just giving one example, and select postcode district from this, okay, group by postcode district having count star greater than 100. Okay, so this internal query is going to give you those postcode districts for which the total number of calls made. If one row is per call, then total number of calls reported is greater than 100, and then we are going to get the record set against those rows. So if I run this now, I am getting total number of 23k records, and I am getting for different districts. So these are the districts for which at this point of time the total number of calls made is more than 100. If I change this record and I make this 500, then I may see a reduction in records because not every district will have 500 number of calls. So if I do that, I can see that previously I was getting 23k records. Now I am getting only 1134 records because I have less number of districts which fulfills the condition of 500 calls. So this is how the in clause is relevant in subqueries as well. Now these subqueries may not necessarily from the same table, or it could not be as simple as what I have shown. It could be a logic which is happening by joining multiple tables and then used in the subquery, but the way to use it will still remain the same. So these are the three scenarios which are most commonly used when we are using in operator in Google BigQuery for data filtering.